Take off. Take off.
Welcome back. This is Jay Wando with the Doe Spot, and I miss y'all. I miss seeing people that are picking up on what I'm putting down, tuning in. I appreciate y'all. But I'm back with another Wando Wednesday exclusive episode with a family member. I would call her a friend, but this is family right here. This is my younger sister. I try not to use love. My younger sister, but she's blossomed into a beautiful young woman. This is Alexis. They call her Alexis, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself to my audience. So, hi, Alexis. Welcome in.
Hi, my name is Alexis Hicks. You can call me Lex. Would you like me to tell them what I do and everything?
Oh, come on.
Okay,
Please.
okay. So I am a chef, a boutique owner, vlogger, travel vlogger,
Run it up.
wellness advocate. I'm a wellness coach and a person that advocates for women with hormonal imbalance, especially fibroids. So you might see me on the internet somewhere doing something, either learning a new language, cooking, or just being my goofy self. So, yeah.
Would you call yourself a Renaissance woman? I mean, that's kind of sweet stuff. Or where do you even label yourself? I already told you, you're a creator, content creator. You create things. So, what if somebody said, "Hey, give me a few words about yourself," and you have to put that in a title, like Alexis Hicks, actress, Alexis Hicks, chef. What's the standout point of view as far as?
Oh my God. First off, I forgot that I be acting too. But I would just say like maybe a media personality of some sort. Like I would say I'm more like a Tabitha Brown in the sense of like she's not one thing. She's everything that she does is based around her personality. And I think the same for myself. Everything is based on me living in my authenticity, and then everything else just blossoms around it.
I understand that, and that makes sense. Total sense. I'm going to tell you on camera, much of your content and the fact that you have been showing yourself on there brought me here. Which is why I always say you never know who you're influencing. If you're going to do it, then just do it. Me wearing the shroud is just a word, but if you're going to do it, just do it. You're not doing it all. No, do it for you. I should say do it for you first. Like make sure you're happy with it. Make sure it's not okay. I hope I hit 50 likes or 100 likes off of this, because all that's going to come,
Right.
with the territory, with just being present. So I definitely credit you for a lot of my inspiration. If you didn't know, I'm telling you that live.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
For sure. Because the Alexis, what's this? 2024 now, so I think in 22 I was posting little clips of my family and videos. She was like, why not just put, be a vlogger or whatever. And as much as I wanted to, I really did. My wife wasn't down with it. She was like because having the camera out and trying to tend to a baby at the time, my oldest, that's a lot. So I definitely commend those who can do that, who do make money or get a following from that. I respect the hell out of y'all because it's a lot. And even what all those titles you just named was a lot, but I know you can handle it. And in life, we have to like basically do what we can handle. Sometimes it's more than we can handle, but you seem to be doing well. Yeah, I know, and it's exhausting, my hope for you is to continue just doing it for you. So that's and I feel you do that. So
thank you. I know, like,
for sure.
Just with content creation as a whole, I don't know. It feels like the more I do it, the more it might annoy the people around me. Because, how some people think like it's an inauthentic experience, but for me, it's not. I'm just like, I just want to take a clip of us having a good time or vlog my experience for the next person, and my perspective or my lens might entice you to go to that place or do what I did. And I would just say for content creation, it's really not for everybody. That's why everybody doesn't have a crowd. And like you said, just do it. I really got on like TikTok personally just to learn to express myself and get out of my shell. And it worked. I just was being myself, and people flocked to it. So I say, everybody, if you just want to do something, I don't. Half the time, I don't tell my dreams to people anyway. So
Ooh,
just do it, go for it, and do your thing.
for sure. So who in the heck is Alexis Hicks? Like, where's she from? Why she one of these people who decided to say, you know what, I'm about to put my personality and your personality and where I'm at and what even got you to that point? Because although I know you for a long time, I didn't know you from birth or anything. So this is like a genuine question.
Who is Alexis? Alexis is a 28-year-old girl from PG County, Maryland, who ventured across the country and back trying to explore different things and figure out who I am. And I feel like I finally started coming into myself when I turned about like 25. I went to culinary school in Vegas when I was about 17, 18 years old. Then I wandered off into Orlando to do an internship, which my sister convinced me not to move back to Maryland after I finished college and to try Atlanta, which pushed me into acting, dancing, fashion, sunglasses. Like that's kind of where like I really blossomed into the person that I always knew I could be, because I was like really, it's like I'm outgoing, but I'm shy at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And no one believes me because they see the rambunctious forward person that I am. So people didn't realize I felt like I wasn't living to my fullest potential all the time. Like, I'm like, I wish I could do that, but I'm so embarrassed. I'm so scared of being embarrassed. And I feel like when I turned about 25 is when I just killed the inner critic. Like, I was just like, they gonna laugh at you if you do it or if you don't. So, a lot of times when I started things, people were laughing at me, and I was like, it was bothering me so bad. But I said, y'all never did it, so I'm gonna just keep going. So I was like, y'all are fans at this point. Y'all are watching me express myself, live my life, whether you make fun of me or whether you cheer me on. I kind of don't care. So I kind of found my voice over these last couple of years to just be myself. And I always say, I want to die empty. So you might see me skydiving today. You might see me vlogging tomorrow. Right. You might see me doing like, they see me on TikTok now, learning Portuguese. Like, I'm one of those people, I'm very adventurous, very creative. And just kind of like, I'm a girl's girl. I'm for the community. I'm for lifting everybody up. I might not die a chef. I might not, you know what I'm saying? By the end of my life, I might be a philanthropist, doctor or something. Sure. So whatever. I have no labels. I just say I'm someone that's really creative, and I'm just a bunch of different fun personalities. And I'm just an explorer of life. That's what I'd call myself.
You do well with expressing yourself. So not only do you create, or do you, think about just the chef part alone. Acting, you can act to your best ability, and then somebody's going to be like, next, you're not the girl for us. I feel like, and if you can speak on it as a chef, what seasonings you want, what type of poultry or whatever it is, before the person even eats it, you kind of already got a taste. Like, man, I know they're going to like this. So when it comes to that, you have to be creative. You have to understand, just like almost like a personal trainer. That's why they're your personal trainer, your personal chefs.
Right.
Not just general chefs. They're not just a trainer. Like, you have to specify and be specific about what you're giving, and then also what you're selling.
Right.
So the give and the sell kind of works hand in hand, but I can easily just like give somebody a bag of potato chips or something. But if I make it and then I put a price on it and say, this is what, this is what I'm selling to you, I'm going to put my all into it. So the dying empty is pretty much where I feel like so many of us, young girls, young men, old women, never got to do. So you getting to do that from 25, you say 25, that was your pivot point. But at 25, that's amazing. Alexis has has definitely, like I said, I told y'all, like she inspired me in this. We haven't had this conversation before, so I'm thankful that you shared that as well, because I'm going off what I've seen, but to hear it from you is really like, okay, that confirmed everything. So appreciate that for sure. You talk about your upbringing as far as like, 'cause I know her mom, photographer, correct? Like she's heavy in photography, and so I think can you tell me how, or tell them how that kind of affected your life?
So, well, you never mind my dad, but both of my parents are entrepreneurs. My dad is a PI. He lived in Las Vegas, so he had a cool job. My mom obviously is a photographer, so I was raised with entrepreneurs, and I was just like, I don't see myself having a job because no one could tell neither one of my parents what to do. So my mom, well, my dad too, both of them are like world travelers. Like my mom is the one at Paris, Rome, Marseille, Australia. She's very well traveled, and we didn't get to go, but she's well traveled. I mean, I don't blame her. I'm not taking 3 kids on a trip either. But she's the world traveler, doing photography competitions. My dad, he's the PI in Las Vegas doing surveillance, a lot of military and police background. So they're like very much total opposites, but I see bits and pieces of myself in both of them. Very much the determination, the entrepreneur part is definitely from the both of them, and they're traveling too. I mean, but who doesn't want to see the world? Like, I'm like a good mixture of both.
That's a great question. Who really does? Those people who don't want to see the world are missing out on things in their own life. This is just my opinion. You have decided that where you are, whatever you're doing, that is enough. And you do. A lot of those are your followers, believe it or not. Like a lot of those people who, like you said, we talked about this earlier. Like you laughed at me, but you're not doing it. I mean, I know I look goofy and silly, and everything about me. I can't grow a beard. I know certain things it's gonna hit, but those same qualities, someone else is like, man, but he's doing that. He's not the shy kid I grew up around. This ain't this is Wando. I don't know who this dude is. This ain't Jawan. This ain't Jero, as Lex called me and been calling me for years. This ain't this is a evolved version of this person. Right. And I'm okay with that. I had to become okay in order to do this. I mean, we putting out our content all over the world, like literally. The social media, the internet, it's a worldwide thing, and it's your, like my girl Rose said. Shout out to Rose. It's a digital footprint, a thumbprint, like whatever print you want to say it is. So whatever you posted back in 2016, somebody probably done took a screenshot. Somebody may have used your profile as one of their profiles. I mean, things happen.
Right.
It's so weird when I see people like, man, somebody got, they came up off of your personality, and it's almost like, well, who's who? Right. Looking at the Spider-Man meme, like who? which one is the real? So this platform is for me to showcase basically my friends, people I know, my family, and say, I got the real person. I got the real version of the person you see, and I think that just brings the audience, that brings them more attention to you. Like, so I hope that's my goal. That's what I want to see for you and from you. I want to see you continue going on, and always knowing that this is a safe space for you, and that you can talk about whatever. And I'm not going to like pin you, put you. That's why I try not to have questions, because I don't want people thinking like they got to stay within the parameters. And I'm like, I didn't ask you that. Well, I want to ask you this. So, we're not talking about, unless you want to talk about your love interests and things like that. That's fine. Because I'm pretty sure somebody's looking. Y'all see it. And this is my younger sister. So when I do see her, on her various dancing and everything, I gotta support it, but it's tough. Like it's tough to support. I got daughters myself, and I'm like, you know what? At least you're keeping it classy. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about, your audience is more than just your followers? It's more than just people that that are following you. So how does that thing? How do you take that? or do you think about it?
I do. I have like a really big male dominated audience, is what I've learned.
Fair.
And it's kind of like slowly going, it's like 60-40, but it's like slowly trying to get to 50-50. And sometimes I hesitate to post certain things and certain pieces of who I am. Like, yes, y'all have seen me pole dance on my page and do all these things. But for me, when I post it, I'm not posting it to thirst trap nobody. I'm posting it because it's another way for me to get out of my shell and self-expression. And I'm like the biggest advocate for girls feeling confident, feeling sexy, feeling sensual, just feeling yourself. So, you know, regardless of what I do and how I show up every day, I'm still going to piss somebody off. So, yeah, we're going to have a couple thirsty guys on my page. Oh my God, you look good. Or even if they don't comment, they're going to be in my DM. I can't help what you do. I can't help it. So I just hope for the best. Like, I used to be irritated that my crowd is like a lot of men, but it's just like, I take back from like what you said. Like, some stuff that I say or do still inspires you, whether I'm a woman or not. So, granted, you might be like, dang, that's, you know, somebody might be like, yeah, that's the homie. Hold on. Oh, she look good on that photo. Like, I can't forget that I'm eye candy. So it's just something, you're going to get rejected if you get my DMs, but I can't help it. Like, I just have to live in my authentic self. And I keep teetering the fence of like, tone it down. But I'm like, am I really being too loud being myself? So that's the battle I keep having to go with. Like, I might be too much for some crowds of people, but at the end of the day, if I have to lose myself to keep you around, I don't want you.
Amazing message, amazing perspective. Connecting those two, you're out there expressing art. You're in the culinary world. That's art. Acting is art. It's all forms of art. Like, you know, it's not literature, but it's a form of art. So art is going to be messy. It's going to be loud. It's not going to be the same. I love Nike. I love, you know, sneakers. Every pair, and I got a lot of people, like especially men, like, oh, I'll wear nothing but low top Air Force Ones. But just like black, you know, I don't know how you grew up, but like, get a pair of black shoes, a pair of white shoes, and it'll go with everything. That's not true. I wish you would try to walk up with them. Yeah, I don't want to talk about people's wardrobes or their style of choice. I mean, choice of style. But some things just don't go together. Sometimes you may need a splash of purple or some blue or something like that to make it what it's supposed to be. I'm going back to cooking because I got my food right here and ready to eat. But when it comes to cooking, you decide like, okay, this type of vegetable or fruit or, you know, whatever I'm making, you're not just going to go get like the lowest form of cuts of meat and then try to serve it to someone you know they don't eat stuff like that. So I think that's part of where you excel in. You know your audience. Many people do not know their audience. I'm not pitching my podcast to people who don't listen to podcasts. It's not for you. I don't even need you to support it. If you do, that's great. But slide out of the way so they can come in. You know what I'm saying? If you just come in just to check me out, just to say, well, I supported you, like, that's fine, that's great. But I know you're not genuinely interested. So I think with the guys and whoever is following you, understand whether it's TikTok, IG, wherever you on, platform you're on, they understand based on what you've shown them. I'm doing this for Alexis. I'm doing this for Lex. Lex is definitely Lex. Lex also has some issues. Lex can be happy. Lex can be insecure. Lex can be confident. Like, you, all of those things, you know. That makes you special. That makes you shine. You just said, like, I'm eye candy. Like, I love to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Most women eat, regardless of how they're shaped, they don't feel beautiful. You told them they're beautiful, but when they cut that camera, they take the camera off and they walk away from the ring light or to get ready with me or whatever. They're like, man, I hope my what they call them, the
bags under
the bags, or like, I mean, I don't care about none of that. I got a 1-year-old. Like, I know I'm gonna have bags. I'm gonna look stressed out, and I should, because that means I'm doing my job. If I looked all happy and spry, you probably like, damn, don't he have kids? Like, what
Right.
what is he doing? So I love that for you, and to spin off of that, not to make this a negative thing. I want you to put a positive spin on one thing you mentioned, and that's what you have been pushing and advocating for, which is your fibroid situation. You don't have to go through the whole situation as far as details, because you can go to her page for that. Please go check her out. She'll give you her Twitter, her handles later. But yes, can you speak on that a little bit, just to give people insight on what you've been through, what you're going through, and then how you managing?
Yeah. So I got diagnosed at 21 at a random doctor's visit. I didn't feel anything was wrong with me until the doctor said something. A year later, later that year, I got surgery. The doctor told me when I woke up that I still have fibroids that he didn't cut out. So I coasted for I'd say 3 or 4 years with no issues. And I underwent a lot of changes in my life, from moving across country and everything like that. And the stress and eating habits changed, and they came back and bigger than ever. And as of now, I'm just kind of in the process of trying to figure out if I want to have surgery. I'm currently taking traditional Chinese medicine, herbs, and things like that, and trying to get them shrunk to a decent size. And then I'm going to personally decide if I want to have surgery or not. But in the process, I'm just trying to let women know, first off, your body, your choice. Whatever you want to do, don't let nobody bully you into anything, because I did feel bullied the first time having surgery. So I'm really just trying to figure out what's best for me and share tips along the way of how I kind of stay healthy in my day-to-day life and what kind of keeps me balanced. Because as I see from what I post and what people DM me, a lot of people don't know what to do. Baby, I don't either. I'm just trying to figure it out. So I'm just really taking everything I've learned over the years and all the studies that I've been doing to try to help women, especially Black women, because we're like the number one leaders of having it. So just trying to figure out where we go from here and if surgery is the best option for you. But I've found a lot of different avenues that I've just been sharing. So sometimes the doctors don't tell you things, but don't worry. I've been finding them out. So find out what's best for you. And that's all I'm doing, is finding out what's best for me and helping the girls behind me, get a head start if they do have it.
Which is an amazing. You could sit in your room and just live and not say anything about it. You can get the surgery and go on through life, but you're deciding to do something and show people, hey, this is how I'm handling it, which is major. Like this, that's incredible. So as a man, can we get them, or is this something just strictly female? Because I'm not well versed in fibroids or locations.
Yeah, just for women, your uterus, and it's really stemming from stress and hormonal changes and things like that. So for the girlies only. Yeah, you don't want to be a part of the club, I promise.
No, I'm good. I'm absolutely good. I'm glad I can't get pregnant. That's just me. No offense to those who want to. As a male, I don't want that. I seen my wife almost pass away twice on the not operating table, but giving birth. Which her having. And that's another thing too. People see the results, right? They see, oh, you got some beautiful children and they're so healthy, but the host is not. My wife deals with hypertension and she takes all types of medicine, and this stemmed from when she was a child. She was a 3-year-old who had a parent who didn't take care of himself, and those hereditary issues came down, which is why it's very important to know your kids, but you gotta know your parents too. Be able to talk to people about certain things, because once it's over, that the only thing you have is, man, I wonder if my pastor says it every week pretty much, but the road to hell is full of good intentions. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. We intend on reaching out. We intend on hitting somebody up. Man, I've been seeing so many streams of death recently. Like it's wild. Like I'm like, who's next? Almost.
Yeah.
Within his next, and rest in peace to Sonya Maskey, right? Make sure I say her name right. and having that situation happen, our anniversary was actually the day before that, so July 5th, we hit our 7 years, and then I think I heard about it. Oh, thank you. But then April, July 6th, when I heard that, it just immediately made me think about my children. I got selfish. I'm like, okay, what am I teaching my children, or what do they know already to do? What if I leave them home one day and somebody say, hey, it's a break-in or something going on at this address, and somebody get them the wrong address, and my kid open the door, or they don't look at the ring. There's things that so many things go through your head. So as a parent, hearing that from you, although you're not my daughter, but as a parent, I'm thinking like, I think like that. Or I think like you as a sister, what you are, like you going through this and you posting all these things and you really going through situations. And I'm like, we need to make sure we can contact each other, or even if you just need to talk to my wife. You don't really know her, but just like you know her through me. So y'all may have similar things going on. So y'all can share off whatever's going on. Like you say, you don't know. Yeah, she don't know what's going on in her body till she get her blood pressure checked and it's her blood sugar and it's 300 something. Right. She knows based off being I'm feeling tired or whatever the case. But there's so many of y'all, like this is why I advocate. And like you said about your male audience, most of my audience is female. Like most of the people I've had on episodes it's about half and half now. But females are I don't want to call myself a feminist, but maybe I am. I have to look at the definition again. But yeah, just keep striving through that, and I can definitely see wherever you want to go, being that you're already in the Maryland, DC area, as far as like commercials, billboards. I can see you doing that. Like I can see that for you. I already see it. I can see you posting that one day, and I'm like,
thank you.
Because
one day soon
you'll start. Like people need to see your light, which they already do, but for this purpose, because of the people the women especially, but particularly who aren't as bold and haven't done the work, the research, and you may not even see that person post anything, but they're secretly and silently jotting notes and learning from what you've shown. Mm-hmm. So I believe in purpose. I believe we're all here for whatever reason we're supposed to be. And every day that we don't use that purpose for good, whether you post it or not, it takes something from you. It takes away like your strength. And some people are a little OD on social media. I have to admit, like sometimes I can't do this today. Like but I'm following you, so it's me. I'm seeing it. So, but anyway. Shout out to them too. Everybody that's got to post 3 or 4 times a day because you're under contractual obligation, or you think that's gonna make you go viral. I understand, but I sometimes wish I had that mind, that bandwidth to be able to do that. But you got thousands of posts. I wonder how does that feel like it's a lot, or is just like, oh, this is just my life?
I don't feel like I post enough, really. Okay. I mean, like I post on my stories a lot, but like I've really slowed down posting. Really, I'm trying to personally rebrand. Yeah. So I'm venturing out to a new era of Alexis. So I used to post like 4, 5, 6 times a day, depending on my mood. Though it really depended on my mood. Like if I was in a great mood, I was posting down. If not, I post one. That's it.
That's how y'all get.
For sure.
But you are you and I'm just asking this for myself. Like, do you think you feel like that's? Do you put more emphasis on it when it's like that one? Like this got to be a big one or a good one.
Oh, like the post.
Yeah, like okay, or versus a post versus like a story, because there's a difference. You might post 20, 30 stories, but not, some people don't post, but once a month or something, if that. But they always,
I don't know. I think it really, reels honestly is where it's at. So like,
reels, yeah, for sure.
My reels, they pop, they do their big one. I could say the reels probably get me more. Well, I think it's even because people watch my stories. Like as soon as I post it, 35 people have watched it. I'm like, okay, so I know y'all are watching me. So let me make sure I give that good content. Okay. So yeah. I don't
That's
know.
love it.
I think it's like even.
Yeah, you give a service. Again, like I was talking about earlier, like selling. You may not sell it for like a dollar amount, but you giving yourself to the people who need you or who like you, who want you, who are obsessed with you. I know it sounds scary, but there may be somebody
Yeah.
really like, yeah, like, and that's probably about the only thing that I'm like. And I've asked this in the past. I don't think about it as much, but I'll mention it. You know, what if the person that I already know, like a couple of these shows or episodes are going to garner attention that I didn't ask for the way I wanted to receive.
Right.
So, like maybe because I know in my head sometimes I do, and that's why I asked you earlier. Sometimes I do expect certain people to like or share, but when I don't get it, where before I used to be really disappointed about it, now I'm like, okay, good. Let's see, let me see who this person is, and I'll try to make sure I show gratitude, show love to those people, and make sure that while I still got the mind, the bandwidth, like I said earlier, I can continue to have more people on like yourself who have chosen to give me some time and more light to my podcast, because this is not something that I have to do at all. I can really, and I say that, but I also feel like now I need to do it.
Yeah.
Somebody's like looking forward to me going and moving past. Like they tired of me talking about it over the phone. I have hours and thousands of hours worth of conversation about things in my past, things I want to do. Right. And then you do that, and then it's like, okay, talk about it. Nah, I'm good. Put my head down. Like you can talk about it in front of me or you or them. Just put it out into the world. And so that's what I love about you and love to see that you're doing and will continue to do. So nothing but the best for you. I'm excited to see what is to come, and I'm thankful that you have brought yourself on today.
Oh, you're welcome. Look, I was just waiting for my invite. I was already ready.
Okay, and I appreciate that. Because you don't know. Like sometimes I probably got a laundry list of people that I'm like, man, I need to hit them up. You know what's good thing about something I noticed? Nobody said no. Not one person I've asked. They may have said like, not right now, or let me get some things together. But I haven't had anyone say no, and I feel good about that.
Good. I think people overthink stuff too. It's just like I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, oh, you want to do it in 2 days? All right, cool. Like, but if you overthink it, you like all you have to do is turn on your laptop, sit here, and have a conversation, and then the vibes flow, and then you just talking about your day-to-day life or whatever it is that you do, or what you're known for, whatever it is. So I think people are just scared to be seen. Like that's another thing. Everybody's just scared to be seen.
Taking notes, y'all. If y'all didn't know this on video. Scared to be seen, scared to succeed.
That too.
Scared to fail, afraid to expand where they already are. I've heard people, and I have my whole girl Latrice, who I did one of my first recent episodes with. She was like, and she's at like 33,000 followers, and that's how she operates, scared. And she said she remembered waking up. I don't remember the post, but seeing 3,000, 2,500 followers per day, like it going up. And so I would lose my mind. But at one point I would be like, wow, that was overwhelming. Today, like at this point, I'm like, I'm supposed to do that anyway. I knew it. I have that confidence now. Like I could, like you told me, like you just said, I was waiting for y'all to show up.
Really?
I was waiting for y'all to just, come see, get these conversations, because I'm authentic as I can be. This is not a facade. I got this old bookshelf back here. I don't have no big layout, rollout. I'm not. Right. I'm not there yet. I will allow the people to give what they can give to me, and decide how good I am or whatever the case. I know this platform itself is not gossip. It's not just talking about relationships or whatever the case may be. So
right.
I know it's a good thing. And I know more people want to have conversations, genuine conversations, organic conversations. So I just keep doing what I'm doing, and salute that other people doing the same thing. Like, it's a lot of y'all out there, and I shout out I'm going to say, because I'll be naming all day, but a lot of my homeboys, the people that I know around me, are really on the same. So that's love. So I'm taking that with me. So if I use that, you hear that, yeah.
I think people think, I don't know. People think followers equate to like self-worth in some weird, strange way. Because I'm telling you, I got on TikTok in the prime of TikTok. I had millions of views, and I was just like, I don't care if it's not paying the bills, or like if it's not giving me a brand trip or something. Like, why does it matter? Honestly, I'm just having fun being myself and just talking to people and just, like I said, breaking out of my shell. I'm like when I meet people and they click on my TikTok, they be like, "Oh my God, you have 50,000 followers?"
Yeah.
I'm like, are y'all weird? Like, I don't get it. You're weird. I mean, I'm cool because I know I'm cool. Like, and I know I'm watchable, if that makes sense. Like, I know I have a great personality, but I'm not desperately seeking the attention. So I think that also makes or breaks like the type of people that get this fame or attention. Is like, why do you want it? Do you want validation? Or, or is it cool? Like, you want to monetize or whatever, but I don't get validation from the external. I really validate from within. So anything outside of that, I don't even care. It's cool to have it, and I'm grateful for y'all. But I'm not gonna die if I don't get 200 likes today. Like,
that's some quotables in there, girl. I tell you, you're an artist now. Like, she definitely throwing y'all some game free. I don't know if it's $1 million worth. Maybe like maybe like 800,000. Right.
No, but I really do think like everybody, their intentions gotta be like, what's your real intention? Is it really just to be seen by people, or is it you really got a message to give to these people? And I feel like, I mean, yeah, you can manipulate the crowd and the masses, but like only for a matter of time. Because I always say, like on TikTok, they can spot a fake. They can spot a fake, and they will eat you alive. Because now everybody just gang jumps you online. So if you fake, they know.
Twitter, the old Twitter used to be like that, where you can tell, and then like you said, it's not, you're not just gonna walk out of here without having to answer. Pretty much, you brought you wear somebody else's fake chain to the party. Like, I come here, let me diamond test you, and then, now everybody gonna get on you. So, but you brought that attention on yourself because you weren't being real. And that's probably the best way that I can sum this up, because I can't be fake. I show my emotions. I grew up how I grew up. I'm shaped how I'm shaped. I look how I look. Whatever element it is about me, it's got to be me. I think about like DDG. He said he changes his voice. That would be so hard for me, like to change my voice.
Yeah.
Just for 10 minutes, or to rap like that, because that's a incredible talent that he can do that. And I don't know what voice is real, the deep one. So it don't matter. It's just like, man, the fact that he has that he does that, and then he told people like, hey, this is what I do. So,
right.
Yeah. I salute those. I salute everybody, of course, unless you're doing something criminal. But I salute everybody that's really out here in these spaces and doing it a genuine way, for real. Like those who are having fun with social media, not taking it to heart. Like you said, if it's not paying the bills, even if it was, that shouldn't change who you are and what you do. I shouldn't see you with a certain amount of followers or following or audience, and then excuse me, if I reach out to you respectfully and everything else, you can't even respond. That's kind of tough. That'd be tough to see. But that person also has to think about how they're approaching you too, because you have so many people pulling at your leg and everything. So it works both ways.
I found people think I'm unapproachable for some weird reason because of my social media personality. I'm still a nice person. So when people say they don't want to bother me, I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought we were friends. Like, am I the delusional one here? Because I'm like, social media changes nothing. Like, if we're cool outside of it, we're cool on it. Like, I don't get it.
I think it may be space, maybe time. Because even with us, like, I haven't really spoken to you in over a decade, probably. Like, I can say that far. But either way, but it's more so out of courtesy. Like I want to make sure I'm putting my time and your time, together that we can schedule it. Not necessarily I'm afraid to ask. No, it's too many avenues for us to not talk. Only because of time, only because of attention span, y'all. But we have great material, and I appreciate you coming on. And you always welcome to the Doe Spot. You always welcome to call me or reach out and chit chat, whatever the case may be. And,
Okay.
we'll make some things happen. Even if we just go hang out, get some lunch or something, and you can cook for me. Like either way, like I'm fine with that too. So,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, if you want to drop any handles, you want to tell people about how to find and check you out and see what you're talking about.
Okay, so you can find me on TikTok, the Alexis Marie with 2 E's on the end. Instagram, the same name, the Alexis Marie with 2 E's. Chef.Alexis Hicks if you need a caterer or meal prep. Siren Fantasy for sunglasses on Instagram.
Make sure you spell that. It's like siren, like
yeah,
siren.
police siren. Siren and Fantasy. Or sirenfantasy.com, alexishicks.com, and YouTube, the Alexis Marie with 2 E's as well. I am your travel guide, so make sure you follow me on all these platforms. That's all I got for you.
So I'm definitely going to highlight all those on the description below. That's love. That's love.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for coming on. It's the Doe Spot. Jay Wando, Alexis Marie. Call her Lex. We out. Peace and love.
We're so millennial.